Hey, old bald guy here. We're going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to react to a song by Oliver Anthony called Richmond, North of Richmond. So let's hit it. All right, we're going to change things up a little bit right now. A couple of days ago, a guy named Oliver Anthony put a song on the internet called Richmond, North of Richmond, and it's blowing up the internet right now. And the reason I'm going to talk about this, I don't want to get too much into politics on this station or on this channel, but I'm going to make an exception here because I teach American history, for those of you that don't know, and I also teach American politics. And so I think music and politics have converged in this song and other songs recently. I think we're beginning to see a growing a movement of protest music. Just like in the 1960s, protest music was protesting the Vietnam War, the Civil Rights Movement, and we also see the emergence of the environmentalist movement in the late 1960s. And we see those songs kind of bubbling up at that time as well. Well, now we're kind of beginning to see a new type of protest music, mainly coming out of the country music area. Just not too long ago, try that in a small town popped up, and shot to number one in the country charts. And now we've got this artist, Oliver Anthony. I don't know much about him. He could be I don't know. I don't know anything about him, so I'm not going to speculate. But he's written a song and played it by himself. And we're going to unpack the lyrics and look at this real briefly. Also, he's got some bad words in it, and I'm going to allow it this time. Most of the time, I cut that out. I don't want that on this channel. But I'm going to leave it in there I'm just going to leave it in there on this song. So here we go. We're going to unpack these lyrics, and we're going to talk about what they mean. It's very interesting. A great lyricist and a good singer. I love the use of the dobro style guitar. So here we go.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away.
Kind of opens the song up, and I think we could all sympathize with this, how we go to work every day, and it just seems like a drudgery. Some people, and I think we've all been there, worked extremely long hours, hard days at work, and just don't really seem to get much relaxation. And so he opens the song with that, with just the drudgery of working hard every day.
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an old soul.
Living in a new world with an old soul. What a line. He might have thought of this, but I've seen other lyrics similar to this. The idea that we're living in this new world, and as you get older, I'm 54, as you get older, you see the world is changing, and we long for the old days, and that's just very typical. We hear it from people. I've heard it from the previous generations, from me, and now I'm beginning to say it. But I think what he's trying to say in here is it just seems like things are turning upside down. With the way things are going in the United States and in the world itself. And I think that's the heart of what this song is about, is how things just don't make sense. Things that used to be common sense just don't make sense anymore. We're not seeing it reflected.
These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just want to have total control. Want to know what you think, want to know what you do. Shit, and it's taxed to no end, cause the rich men, north of Richmond.
I think we all can understand where he says the dollar's not worth anything. Man, we've just seen prices shoot up, and it just doesn't seem like much is being done about it. And in all fairness, the government can't exactly control the economy. They can put things in place that kind of nudge and move the economy. But another line in this is the Richmond, North of Richmond. If you go to Richmond, Virginia, and he's from Virginia, if you go to North Richmond, Virginia, and you go almost due north, you hit Washington, D.C. And he's talking about the Washington's just out of touch with what's going on, the Richmond and Richmond. the bureaucracy, the people that are controlling. I'm not talking about politicians, but the unelected people in Washington, D.C. that are controlling things and don't seem to care. They only seem to care about controlling their own their own jobs and their own realities. When he sees his community dying around him, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Again, I love that guitar.
I wish politicians would look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere.
Great line. I wish politicians would look out for miners. He's talking about coal miners and those in the mining industry, and not just miners on an island somewhere, young people. And I think he's talking about Epstein Island here, not just focused on that scandal. But let's look at what's happening to. But let's also not look at those. But let's also look at what's happening to communities in the United States where their ways of life are being torn apart because of a political agenda. And we all want a clean planet. We all want a nice, healthy planet Earth. I get it. I'm there. We're all with you. We're all together. But at the same time, are we, destroying their way of life for something that a lot of people may disagree with, and maybe a lot of people don't see eye to eye on, destroying the coal mining industry. And I understand progress and change is painful sometimes. When we went from the horse to the automobile, the saddle makers went out of business. So change is painful, but he's questioning what are we doing for the people that are losing their ways of life that have existed there for decades. So interesting idea, interesting lyrics.
Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down.
Interesting take, interesting lyrics. He's talking. Again, he's alluding to the welfare system, how it's, in his eyes, it's draining the country, ignoring the homeless population, but at the same time, we're paying people, in his eyes, to not work and just sit around and eat, in his words, fudge rounds. And people that go to work every day to pay these taxes for, and I'm not knocking people that this is the situation they found themselves in. We need a social safety net. I get it. But maybe there's some people that are abusing the system. And he's talking about that in this song. So, again, an interesting take.
Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men north of Richmond. I've been selling my soul, working all day,
His dog.
overtime hours for bullshit pay.
Again, protest music is meant to give a voice to people who don't feel they have a voice. Also, when protest music gets big, as we saw in the 1960s, again with the anti-Vietnam War and the civil rights movement, it tapped into a sentiment in the country. Just like this, try that in a small town, and Richmond, North of Richmond, is tapping into a growing sentiment in the United States. What's going to happen from it, I don't know. Of course, let's just get this out of the way. I'm not advocating for violence, but it's just a growing political movement. It's a growing sentiment that, if you look on the internet, it's crossing racial boundaries as well. And so people are just wanting something different. And so it's interesting to see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see what happens out of this. Again, a person who studies history and teaches history, these political movements, how they gain steam and how they create change. And is life reflecting art, or is art reflecting life? We'll see. So with that, hit that like and subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. A little bit different today. Don't hold it against me. We could disagree with each other and still love each other. So with that, old bald guy out.